Student success can be defined in a lot of different ways, and I think one of the best, most comprehensive ways of thinking about it is it's those college experiences that allow students to thrive, but at the same time be challenged and supported in acquiring the kinds of proficiencies and dispositions they need to survive, just not during college, but afterwards. Our challenge, though, is can you individualize to the extent that we think that word means every student experience? That's pretty tough to do.
Between everything happening in the world and just the field itself and the changes to the field with technology, with the changing student population, I think that there are a lot of areas that we need to address and pivot for. Students need that level of community, they need that support, and they need to know that it is there in the same high-touch, high-impact, effective way that it was before when they were in person. And that is where tutoring comes in. Whether it's in person or virtual, the importance of tutoring remains the same, if not more.
So peer learning is this concept that a community of folks around you can actually help bolster those learning outcomes. So whatever I'm learning in the classroom can then be reinforced and also be potentially built upon around myself with the peers that are helping me learn that concept. These could be study groups, this could be peer tutoring, this could be peer mentorship at times, but it's really this idea that those around you, those that are maybe just a couple steps ahead of you, are able to really help you drive deeper connections with your learning.
One of the things that institutions they've just not done well is to use more of the instructional resources that are available on campus, and that comes in the form of relatively bright, energetic, willing to help students who themselves have got perhaps a little bit more experience and knowledge. So NAC has got this technology-infused model where campuses identify or invite students who have done well, and they can apply and go through what's becoming more and more extensive training to be a peer tutor. And so NAC's got the technology going so that these students can make connections, individual one-on-one connections, and figure out when are appropriate times and places to meet.
We have mobile applications, web applications, tutor, student, and administrative facing tools and technology that really help bolster that peer-to-peer interaction with these students. Everything from virtual online classrooms to a state-of-the-art matching algorithm, as well as profiles that can humanize that tutor-student experience, administrative tools in order to power and scale existing programs, administrative dashboards to maintain control and insight into these programs, being able to take a 30,000-foot view and look at what student success looks like as it relates to tutoring on my campus, and can I zoom in very narrowly to better understand this cluster of students and maybe why they're struggling, what curriculum, what professor they're struggling with, and how we can course correct to ensure that they're doing better over time.
It's the scaling that can happen with technology that makes NAC, I think, attractive to many campus administrators who figure out what the benefits are here, both economic as well as learning outcomes. But when you target the peer culture in ways to make it more congenial, I'll say, to the goals and values of an undergraduate institution, then you start to lift up all boats to make the experience richer and more valuable for everyone.
Tutoring has intentional peer-to-peer interaction. We choose to have students helping other students. And the reason is we know it works. It builds that community between the two students. It gives the student a touch point of someone on campus who understands what they're going through, who can help them through the situation, but even more so, the interaction and the impact that that has on the tutor.
There's an opportunity there to really not just make this an opportunity to make 10 or 15 bucks an hour, but to really think about how does this translate into the workplace? If I'm a team player and I know how to organize a group and lead a tutoring session of multiple students, that can definitely parlay itself into me being able to demonstrate my leadership skills down the road as I'm sitting down for a job interview. When we were building NAC, one of the constraints we continually heard that campuses faced was budgets, right? Especially nowadays with a pandemic going on, budgets are tight. For many institutions, we've actually been able to help them solicit and pull in corporate funders who are sponsoring tutoring programs, business tutoring programs, engineering tutoring programs, where historically these programs have not existed on a campus, can now be third-party funded in a way where there's a win-win all across. You've got the tutor who's building these skills and is connecting with these employers, the student who's receiving free support, and the institution who doesn't have to bear the cost of these program operations.
And I think that we need to remove that fear, embrace technology, need to embrace how much more of a reach we can have through technology, and recognize that it doesn't limit what we do, it actually makes it more limitless what we can do.
Aligning incentives is really important as we think about students, as we think about the institution, and as we think about employers. When it comes to NAC and how we're able to help institutions do that, it really is creating that win-win-win across the tutor developing themselves, the student receiving help when and where they need it, and the institution being able to really understand this programmatic data and be able to course correct to ensure that all students are met where they are with the solutions that they need to succeed.